We are more than a month into the high school basketball season, and with the new year comes our first installment of our WKBN Power Rankings.
Yeah, these are some of the teams that impressed us most, teams that we expect to win on a nightly basis, and teams that we expect to contend in their division or also in their conference as we inch closer to tournament time. And without further ado, we begin with number 10. That is the Girard Indians, who check in with a record of 6-3. They're coming off a tough loss to Niles Tuesday night, but they've also earned impressive wins against Austintown Fitch and Boardman this season. Those are two of the biggest schools in the Valley. The road gets no easier coming up this Friday when they tangle with Struthers in our WKBN Game of the Week.
Yeah, we're hoping that's a good one. At number 9, Lakeview. The Bulldogs, of course, coming off a tough loss to Poland just on Tuesday night. Their only other loss is to Boardman. They do have some very impressive victories, though, this year. They come in 8-2 with wins over Canfield, South Range, and Struthers.
At number 8 is where we find the Bristol Panthers, who check in with a record of 7-2. This is a team that is playing up this season. This is a team that has non-conference losses to both LeBray and Champion, but they're winning their league games by an average margin of 26 points per game. It's likewise a team that we expect to be right in the mix in Division 4 when tournament time rolls around.
Absolutely, and their young man, Gage Elza, 13 three-pointers and 46 points. That's a school record. They're coming off that win against Brookfield. Moving on, at number 7, that's where we find the Poland Bulldogs. They've won 7 of their first 9 games. Their only losses have come against Canfield and Boardman from their former conference, the All-American. They are one of many talented teams in the Northeast 8 this season, and they have impressive wins already with Girard, South Range, and of course they won that Battle of the Bulldogs Tuesday night against Lakeview.
At number 6, what a start to the season it has been for the Boardman Spartans, who check in with a record of 8-3. They have 2 wins already over teams in our top 10 in both Poland and Lakeview, as well as a victory over big-time rival Austintown Fitch. Their only losses have come against Hudson, Glen Oak, and Girard.
Big teams. At number 5, Hickory. The Hornets coming in having a 9-1 overall record. Their only setback of the season was to Sharon last Saturday night. Hickory, of course, will be one of the teams to contend for that conference crown. They've already got 6 wins in Region 5, and of course, a rematch with Sharon looming down the stretch. That could very well be our game of the week.
At number 4, the LeBray Vikings, who have opened the season winning 8 of their first 9 contests. They have victories on the ledger over Bristol, Wyndham, Howland, and of course, that big-time rival Newton Falls. Their only loss came against undefeated Ashtabula Edgewood.
At number 3, the Sharon Tigers. They are absolutely red hot, winners of 9 straight, including that monster win last Saturday night over previously undefeated Hickory. They now sit atop the Region 5 standings. The Tigers are 10-1 overall, with 3 of those wins coming against teams from Ohio, St. John, Howland, and Ursuline. Their only loss was to a good West Middlesex team early in the season.
At number 2, the only undefeated team left in the Valley, and that is the Springfield Tigers. They have 5 wins already against the top teams in the Mahoning Valley Athletic Conference. Their last victory was an overtime win against Lowville, and Friday night they knocked off Mineral Ridge, with 3 Tigers scoring 23 points or more.
It was an impressive win. Our number 1 ranked team in our first edition of the WKBN Power Rankings should come as no surprise, Kennedy Catholic. Now, they're far from perfect. They come in 5-3, but they are the 3-time defending state champs, playing one of the toughest schedules in the country. The Eagles have already played 5 different teams from 5 different states, from Ohio to Florida. Again, 5-3 overall. Their 2 most recent losses came against 2-time state champion Emotep in overtime and Division I state semifinalist Lakewood St. Ed's. This is a team with 3 players committed to play at the Division I college level, all of which have never lost a state playoff game.
And anytime they take the floor, they are must-see TV. A lot of fun to watch. They'll be in the mix at the end as well.
Well, that's the very first look of our WKBN Power Rankings, but coming up, we'll have many more teams to talk about. Some great games coming up here in the near future.
And you look at teams that could be in the mix moving forward, teams like Canfield, Struthers, McDonald, Badger, Farrell, West Middlesex, to name just a few. We'll see how this shakes out as we move forward over the next couple of months.
Absolutely. Make sure you tune in next Wednesday right here at WKBN.com for our next edition of the WKBN Power Rankings.